Hi everyone, this is Ashish Kyal here. Welcome to Ashish Kyal Trading Gurukul. Very warm welcome to each one of you. It's great to be connected again after some time, and it's always a pleasure to speak. And it's great to see Pranita, you, Chintu, Harish, and Hari Krishna, and all of you. A very warm welcome. I'm back in India, by the way, for 2 weeks, nearly 2 weeks. I was traveling. I was in Switzerland. And the best part that I loved about traveling is कि आप trade और travel दोनों चीज साथ में कर सकते हो. That is the best part about it, and it's really lovely क्योंकि now because of the technology and everything, it has become such an easy affair that you can simply open up the phone, you can put your trades, you don't really have to monitor अपने stop loss लगा रखा है, and it becomes very convenient. So that is how you have to actually look at the market, dispassionate, this not entangled. इस तरीके से देखना बहुत जरूरी है. तो चलिए अभी आज का मोटो क्या, आज का एजेंडा क्या है. We are going to talk about how to trade options using neowave. That is what we want to talk about in today's session. We have scheduled it for 1 hour because बहुत टाइम के बाद हम लाइव है यहाँ पर. So I have some time and I thought कि क्यों ना यहाँ पर करें. So I just want to know if I am audible to all of you कि volume में थोड़ा सा आपको issue है. If I am audible, then I think someone has to check. So मेरे यहाँ से volume बराबर लग रहा है. Clear है. Okay, fantastic. So कोई issue नहीं है. So अगर आपको, if you are not able to hear me, please increase your volume. Overall, what we want to do now is to look at how to trade. First of all, how to look at options, how to approach options, and then we want to see how to go about looking at elliottwave, yeah, neowave, how to use that neowave, and we have to clearly understand कि कैसे दोनों को combine करके trade setup करना है. Before I forget, tomorrow we have a pre-session which is happening on for the Master of Waves participants, which is there over the weekend. And that's why it is important for you all to be a part of that pre-session and ensure that you are all part of that, who is a participant in the Master of Waves, जो 28th 29th को होने वाला है. That's an many of you were asking about it, so I thought अभी मैं announce कर दूं जिसके पहले I can always we are going to do some interesting things. Let me not spend time now. ओवरऑल मार्केट में हो क्या रहा है और क्या वेव पर्सपेक्टिव से हमें पता चल सकता है कि मार्केट साइडवेज होने वाला है. बिकॉज व्हेन आई एम लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स आई कीप गेटिंग क्वेरीज, कैन द मोस्ट चैलेंजिंग एनवायरनमेंट टू ट्रेड इज अ साइडवेज मार्केट, क्योंकि वहां पर आपको लगता है ब्रेकआउट आ रहा है, ब्रेकआउट आते आते रुक जाता है और वहीं से मार्केट रिवर्स हो जाता है. सो दैट इज द मोस्ट चैलेंजिंग एनवायरनमेंट कि मार्केट में ट्रायंगल अगर बन रहा है या साइडवेज एक्शन हो रहा है, कैन यू एक्चुअली प्रेडिक्ट दैट? Yes, of course you can do that. I'm going to share across a very quick chart with you all, which we made much before I went away, and we were expecting that Nifty is going to be forming some kind of a triangle pattern basis of that, and let us just go on the chart and check कि कैसे वो predict किया था. And this is the prediction which we did together. I think this was on 7th of May. In fact, Nifty abhi bhi wahi hai. So I went to Switzerland on 8th of May, and Nifty is still at the levels where it was on 7th or 8th of May. So abhi bhi wahi hai, kahin gaya hi nahi, रुका हुआ है. So ये जो market environment था, this is a classic environment for making money by way of option selling. क्योंकि अगर आप ऑप्शन बाय भी करोगे तो एग्जिट करना बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, क्योंकि इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू एग्जिट योर बाइंग पोजीशंस ऑन ऑप्शंस विद टाइम, यू विल एंड अप लूजिंग अगेन बिकॉज ऑफ द गैप्स, क्योंकि गैप अप या गैप डाउन होता है एंड देन द वैल्यू डिटोरिएट्स, द टाइम डिटोरिएट्स, थीटा डिटोरिएट्स. सो दिस May 2022 was a classic opportunity for option sellers, and this is something that can be predicted अगर आप elliottwave या neowave यूज करते हो, खास करके neowave. Let me explain you a brief difference between elliottwave and neowave. दोनों में फर्क क्या है? See, elliottwave was developed by R.N. Elliott in the years 1930s, and he developed that technique at the age of 65 if I'm not wrong. 65 years की एज में उन्होंने डेवलप किया, and that's why we call it as an elliottwave. There are two patterns that he identified as a corrective pattern and an impulse pattern. ये patterns होते हैं. So you might be aware about patterns, right? When I talk about patterns का मतलब होता है कि you need to know whether it's forming a corrective pattern, whether it's forming impulse pattern. लेकिन वही नहीं. Corrective pattern का मतलब क्या है कि मार्केट में जो फॉल आ रहा है, क्या वो ओवरलैपिंग है, क्या वो साइडवेज है, क्या वो मोमेंटम नहीं है. Usually that is the characteristic of a corrective pattern. You might be aware about candlestick patterns, which are like which ones? Bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, evening star, morning star, or a bigger pattern, which is like a head and shoulder pattern, or a triangle pattern, or a double bottom, double top. Similarly, wave theories have certain patterns. Once you identify that pattern, you need to apply certain rules to that. कि अगर ऐसा हुआ है, then this is what is the probable expectation from the market is. Then you can trade, forming option strategies around that expectation. So पहले क्या है, अभी तक हम कैसे ट्रेड करते हैं? For normally using technical analysis, so far we are trading using the pattern completion. कि अगर ट्रायंगल पैटर्न बना है, उसके बाद ब्रेकडाउन आया, then I will possibly take a trade. In wave theory, you are forecasting कि how it is going to go, how it is going to form, whether it will form a triangle pattern. That is the forecast that you do much earlier, and it is classic because that way you will know that कि अगर ट्रायंगल बनने वाला है तो आप उससे भी ट्रेड कर सकते हो. ट्रायंगल के बाद ब्रेकआउट आने वाला है, कौन से डायरेक्शन में आएगा आप उसे भी ट्रेड कर सकते हो. सो मेनी ऑफ यू हैव बीन आस्किंग मी, इज इट रियली पॉसिबल टू प्रेडिक्ट अ साइडवेज मार्केट? आई गॉट दैट क्वेश्चन सो मेनी टाइम्स एंड द आंसर इज यस. Let me share across a chart from 7th of May, which I did in front of all of you who were there as a part of this program, a free webinar which I had. So if you look at this chart over here on your screen, this is the chart which you can clearly see. ये एक overall direction आपको बता रहा है. Are you able to see my screen, everyone? And people who are there on, this is also live on YouTube, live on Twitter. Both my handle is @Kyal. अगर आपको join करना है मेरे Zoom platform पे, I'll just share across my link here. You can also join across on the Zoom platform. I'll just share that link. यहाँ पर है वो link, ये रहा. So you can join me directly on the Zoom platform because I'm not able to check everywhere. So you can also join me there. So यहाँ पर अगर आप देखेंगे, let me just go back on the chart now, just a second. Here, you can clearly see this pattern was forecasted when around this area, that यहाँ से pullback ऊपर आएगा. Then we should go on the downside. And then we should start seeing again a move on the upside, and this is how it should behave. In a nutshell, there will be no net progress. Are you with me? Okay. यहाँ पर मतलब net कुछ movement होगा ही नहीं for next, and this was done on 7th of May. This was done on 7th of May, and this is how the entire pattern should behave. A triangle pattern. Sridhar is saying I was a part of that webinar. Fantastic. So you might remember हमने ऐसा forecast किया था. Now this is on the basis of wave theory. ऐसा हुआ क्या? So suppose if this information was with you, I'm not talking about exact level. Okay, I'm not talking about 16,700 ही होना चाहिए था या नीचे 16,000 ही होना चाहिए था. I'm not talking about those 16,000 or 16,700. What I'm trying to say is, if you by any chance had a view that this is how it's going to be, then don't you think you can form a classic option trading strategy? Okay. Nagesh is saying I was also there with this peak. I am selling options. Okay, fantastic. So you can clearly make out that you can actually forecast the market despite of everyone thinking कि ये event driven है. Maybe you might think because of the RBI policy action, maybe because of the Fed action, maybe because of whatever news that came out and market moved this way. लेकिन वैसा नहीं है. Market moves in its own mood. इसे कहते हैं मार्केट का मूड क्या है. So एलियट वेव आपको बताएगा कि मार्केट का मूड क्या है. तो उस बेसिस पे आपको अगर व्यू पता है, then you can actually able to trade this market very well. So I'm going to now share across. This was the chart from 7th of May. Let me open up the chart from the recent one, which is the latest one. क्या हुआ सोचो. यहां पर हमने ये जो चार्ट बनाया था, which was a chart on 7th of May. Okay, यहां से pull back आया, Nifty went down, went all the way up, went down, went up. Fantastic. That's like classic. Are you seeing this? Is it only me who gets excited कि यार कैसे possible है? वो chart, again I am going to show it across to you all. This is the chart which I shared across on 7th. Before I traveled out of India, I shared this chart and I have that in the back of my mind. I know how it's going to behave. The only thing when I was traveling I was doing was I was simply seeing कि इसी प्रकार से मार्केट का बिहेवियर है क्या, इसी तरीके से चल रहा है, तो मतलब हमारी गाड़ी सिंक में है. हमारी गाड़ी सिंक में इसका मतलब क्या है कि जब नीचे आया और रिवर्सल दिया तो पुट ऑप्शन सेल किया, ऊपर आया रिवर्सल दिया कॉल ऑप्शन सेल किया. इस दौरान में अगर इंट्राडे में सेटअप है, अगर आप इंट्राडे स्क्रीन के सामने बैठे हो और इंट्राडे ट्रेड करना चाहते हो, then you can possibly buy and sell both options. So दोनों कर सकते हो. So now it's up to you. This is the future, and if you know the future, you can do what you want to do, right? If you know the future, so for example, अगर आप बड़ा ट्रेड लेना चाहते हैं, maybe 500,000 points on Nifty, then you know this is the best time to be on a vacation because it's going to go sideways. If you know, if you still want to go on a vacation and want to take those smaller steps by trading options, you know you can sell calls, you can sell puts, and then you just enjoy your vacation, not to do much of the things. That's how it gives you. So this is like a crystal ball. Of course, this is not my, this is elliottwave's, or I would rather say neowave's crystal ball. And this is what the market expected. And right now, let's go to the latest chart. So we have a pullback, down, up, and that is precisely how it behaved. यहाँ गए, यहाँ पर जैसे मैंने बताया आपको, ये रहा स्क्रीन. You can clearly see 7th of May was here. We had a minor pullback, a little deeper fall. Agreed. I'm not talking about price. I'm talking about pattern. Pullback, down, pullback, down. This is fantastic if you have that information with you. So abhi kya karna hai? That's the question that you will ask. But before that, let us understand a few more things about, as I was talking to you, कि दोनों में difference क्या है. So in elliottwave, there are basic patterns that you are aware of. I'm not going to get into much detail now, but I will be doing that in the pre-session tomorrow. In neowave, there are more such patterns, which we call as diametric pattern, which we call as a extracting triangle pattern. We have a very strong indication of a two-stage confirmation, which will tell you that the trend is over, the uptrend is over, and the bigger downtrend is starting, or the downtrend is over and the bigger uptrend is starting. So वो पता चलता है हमें very clearly by looking at a certain aspect of neowave, which is two-stage confirmation. क्या ये technique complicated है? No. This technique is not so complicated. It's a simple concept, but application takes time. See, when you are first trying to learn swimming also, right? It might look such a complicated affair कि how I am going to float across on water, okay? But एक बार अगर आ गया तो आ गया, then it is with you for lifetime. That's what this subject is. Once you are an elliotician, you are an elliotician for lifetime. That's how it works, and you can't live without it. उसका drawback भी है, because then you start seeing elliott waves everywhere. Okay, whether you see the mountains, you see a pattern. Whether you go for a vacation, you see a pattern. So that's how this subject works, and that is how it has to be. So if we come to economy, right? If you remember and you have been following me on my Twitter and YouTube and other places, I've talked about a lot of time that inflation is going to be rampant, and every government is going to simply go full on trying to stop inflation. ये मैंने कहा था 3 महीने पहले. जो एक्शन गवर्नमेंट ले रही है, that is they are taking actions now. But ये forecast पहले ही कर दिया था. Basis of this kind of expectation, where you can check the bond yields and you can predict क्या होने वाला है. And that's how it behaves. That's how it works. So अगर आपको पता है इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ने वाला है, तो आपको पता है आपके बॉन्ड्स पे, फिक्स डिपॉजिट पे जो रिटर्न्स है, that's going to be minuscule. उससे अच्छा तो मैं पैसिव इनकम जनरेट कर सकूं by identifying a pattern, selecting a far away strike price, taking some amount of calculated risk, and generating say 12-15% a year, where you are not able to make 5% a year in fixed deposits. So this is how you can actually implement this strategy. Problem kya hai? People think this is only for traders, or traders think this is only for investors. That's a myth. This is for everyone of us who wants to be making that parallel source of income. Why? If I know, so for example, if I was traveling, I was not worried what I'm going to do if I'm not trading. I was trading, but I was not trading aggressively by buying options because I'm not in front of the screen. If for positional, you can still do that. So I was aware about the overall pattern, and basis of that, I was able to put option trades and sell options on either side of it. And that is how I was able to do that. Similarly, that is what I'm trying to tell you. So let me now go back on this chart. I'm going to start with a very, okay, let me just close this. अभी निफ्टी पे चलते हैं. Let's talk about, now you know the crux of elliottwave. So neowave में rules थोड़े ज़्यादा है. You have more rules to define a pattern, which is an impulse pattern. So उसमें rules ज़्यादा है. We will do those things together. Along with that, if you combine time along with wave theory is the lethal weapon that I have found in my trading career. Okay, I've authored a book. I've mentioned a lot about time and both about wave theory and basic patterns also. But the only thing that I simply end up loving is forecasting. क्योंकि इससे आप future देख सकते हो. You know the destiny of how it's going to be. You know how it's going to behave. That's what this tells you, and that's why I love elliottwave with time. It gives you so much of comfort that you will be less anxious. You will be less anxious. Why? Because you know the pattern before it is forming. There are two ways to trade. Okay, what are those two ways? One of the way is reactive method. Okay, reactive method का मतलब होता है कि अगर ऐसा हुआ, ये हुआ, those are the steps. If this happens, then I will trade. Which means that suppose if Nifty goes towards a specific level, forms an evening star pattern, reverses from Bollinger Bands, and breaks the support, I will enter a trade. That's a reactive method. Okay. In a reactive method, at times you have to be glued on the screen and you have to keep checking कि ये pattern बना क्या, candlestick में evening star बना क्या, bearish engulfing बना, is it forming from an area of significance, and all of those things have to be done. But there is another method which is predictive method, which carries predictive ability. What are those methods? Elliottwave, Timecycles, gann, square of 9 carries those predictive ability to an extent. So and these are classic forecasting methods. You will come across many traders who reject wave theory and forecasting completely. You come across many wave practitioners who reject the other theory completely. I say, boss, we are not here to fight across what works, what does not work. Pick up the technique and the tool that works for you. Why do you want to argue what is not working? If it's working for you, you are making money. If it's not working for you, you are not making money. So let the market decide. Why you have to decide for yourself? Let the market decide what works. And don't reject anything. क्योंकि क्या है? Problem with our mind is what? We have a conclusive mind. We want to conclude. We want to divide. That's how the mind functions. If I tell you this is good, you will compare it with something else. Is this bad? Okay, that's how it functions, right? So that's how the mind functions, especially the female mind is always functioning in that way. With all due respect, if I say this is looking good, the by default it is implied that that she is not looking good. So that's the problem. That's how the mind functions, right? So I was just kidding. And what I'm trying to say here is that do not conclude all the patterns that you are able to trade, and we are going to look at those patterns in the pre-session tomorrow in much detail. Right now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to going back to the chart, apply a simple concept of channels, trend lines, ट्राई एंड सी कि फिलहाल मार्केट में ट्रेड क्या है। अभी तक हमने डिस्कस किया कि ओवरऑल हो क्या रहा है, चल क्या रहा है। नाउ वी वांट टू डिस्कस फ्रॉम अ वेव थियरी पर्सपेक्टिव आल्सो कि व्हाट इज हैपनिंग। सो फ्रॉम द वेव पर्सपेक्टिव, सिंस वी आर ऑन दैट चार्ट, if you look at this chart very clearly, can I say that basis of this chart, basis of this pattern, what is this pattern that you see here? Can someone tell me? Let's make it more interactive, otherwise aap log you will doze off and I will end up speaking to wall. I don't want to do that. It's an online webinar, so it's a diametric pattern. Fantastic. Okay, corrective pattern, diametric pattern. ठीक है, A B C D E F और नीचे G आना चाहिए था, वो expectation था. Okay, that's a diametric pattern we are expecting. Post completion of a diametric pattern, we should start seeing a sideways action which will continue, which should be in the form of G complete hua, we should have an A, we should have a P here. Okay, where is my pad gone? We should have a B here, and then we should have a C going on the upside. That's how the pattern should work. Okay, let's go back on the chart and try and see this thing यहाँ पर. So फिलहाल I'm going to mark that. So this entire pattern which we were forecasting turned out pretty well. From the up we expected a down move. यहाँ पर F complete किया हमने. ये F complete होने के बाद में हमने expect किया था कि G आएगा. We got a classic wave G on the downside, which is possibly complete here. Not here actually. G is complete here. Why here? We will be doing that basis of the two-stage confirmation techniques for identifying. G के बाद क्या आया? Okay, G के बाद आया wave A. Okay, इसके बाद क्या आया? Wave B. Now इसके बाद क्या है? Wave C. Ignore the vertical lines; those are time cycle lines. Please ignore that. But it has worked out classic. I mean, in catching the tops. Just 2 days back itself, I was talking on Twitter, on my Telegram channel. And by the way, guys, just to tell you, I'm going to share across my official Telegram channel, because it seems that many of people have created some fake channels. So please ensure that you are not falling in prey of those fake channels which has been created in my name, and I have no clue. I've already launched a complaint against them across, but okay, for this is the channel for people who want to know. This is my official Telegram channel, Ashish Kyal Trading Gurukul. Okay, with a phone number mentioned, with my pic and a phone number. So this is just as a very clear disclaimer to all of you. There are ways in which you can lose money, not to markets, but get enticed where someone promises you a double your money overnight. Okay, that these are the messages floating across and people are falling for that, boss. ऐसा नहीं होता है ना लाइफ में. अगर डबल मनी होगा एवरी डे, ट्राई एंड थिंक, लॉजिक अप्लाई करो, दिमाग अप्लाई करो थोड़ा सा. अगर आप ओवरनाइट अपना पैसा डबल करोगे तो 2 साल के अंदर यू माइट बीट अंबानी, राइट, ऑन द अपसाइड, और मे बी अर्लियर. So don't try and do that. This is a game of probability where you can make a lot of money if you understand the risk. That is what I want to tell you. So Adani, not Ambani now, Adani. That's the name of the game now. Okay. Chalo, coming back to this chart. So I thought I'll talk about this. So this is the cycle, topping cycle, which we were discussing in our mentorship program and group. Not the current one, the prior one. And it has worked out brilliantly well. Let's not get into the concept of time. I have so much to talk about. I can, I can just keep talking, but you will get bored. So I'll go to the not the time, but the wave part of it. Let me go on the weekly time frame first. On the weekly time frame, if I go on the weekly time frame, and if you look at this chart on a weekly time frame, you can clearly see that uh, the current subscriber count is 8637. Yes, the image which I shared across about my Telegram was a little old, so I just came out on that. That's why. So current count is 8637. That's my channel. Okay, संदीप हिंदी में भी बात करते हैं, ठीक है. तो अगर आप वीकली चार्ट को देखोगे, कैन आई से 16,400 पे 16,400, someone is sitting like a big rock, big wall, just not allowing market to go above that level. Can you see that? Do you know why this level is so important? Look at the past. Look at this low formed. Okay, this is the level which is the most important level right now. निफ्टी को बुलिश ट्रेंड में जाने के लिए ये लेवल ब्रीच करना होगा. 16,400, 16,420. I have talked about these levels, 420, 460 levels. 16,420 से 16,460 levels अगर निफ्टी ब्रीच नहीं करेगा, it can't go up. It has to go up from there. If I have to ask you also one more thing, can I say on the weekly time frame, where do you think it is easy to make money? Is it by buying the market or selling the market? Trend क्या है? Trend is your friend. Where will you make money? Buying or selling? Okay. Trend is your friend. Correct. Selling. So selling the market, you will make money. But can I say ये channel support के पास में है. These are the areas of channel support. Okay, these are the areas of minor support right now. So can I say इसका मतलब हुआ sell on rise है market. Sell on rise. Problem क्या होता है ना, if I tweet across something bullish, people think I was sell on rise and now I am saying buy on dip. Time frame तो समझो यार. When I am saying sell on rise है, positionally this market is sell on rise for sure. लेकिन buy on dips क्या 2 घंटे के लिए buy on dips नहीं हो सकता. Try and understand that. क्या आप इंट्राडे में buy on dips नहीं कर सकते? क्या आज लेके कल सुबह बेच नहीं सकते? Can that not be the case? The thing is, many people simply just go across and try and see sell on rise है तो sell on rise ये नहीं भाई. You have to be fungible. You have to change your stand quickly. So dal badlu जैसे बोलते, you have to be very fast. You have to be quick. If you get stuck, then you will be not making money in the market. So for option traders, there are certain rules that you have to understand. What are those rules? First of all, know whether this is the right time to buy an option or sell an option. That's rule number 1. If this is a selling market or a buying market for an option, not shorting. I'm talking about call या put को sell करना है कि buy करना है. पहला तो वो समझ. After you understood that this is the overall downtrend and we are seeing a pullback. If this is a pullback, then you might positionally अगर आप ट्रेड ले रहे हैं तो कॉल बाय करके पैसा कमाना डिफिकल्ट होगा. पुट राइट करके पैसा कमाना आसान है. बिकॉज पुल बैक के वक्त वोलेटिलिटी कम होगी, आईवी कूल डाउन होगी और पुट को राइट करके पैसा कमाना आसान होगा. नेक्स्ट, you need to be very quick in getting out when you are in option, whether buying or selling. If you think it is wrong, incorrect, get out. Don't wait for confirmation. Don't keep asking thousands of people कि रुकू जाऊं. आपका मूड है निकलने का तो निकल जाओ. मार्केट का मूड कभी भी चेंज हो सकता है. So market mood is like a weather. It can Mumbai monsoon rather, कि कभी बारिश हो गई तो इतनी हेवी होगी कि आप फंस जाओगे. और कभी नहीं हुई तो होनी ही नहीं है. So it's like Mumbai monsoon. So don't give away in that Mumbai monsoon. Don't get stuck. If you get stuck badly, and you will not be able to get out. Okay. So that is how the market behaves. So rule number 1 मैंने बताया. You need to decide whether you want to buy an option or sell an option. Market के हिसाब से. आपका mood नहीं, market के हिसाब से. Secondly, then you need to understand that if you are buying this option, you need to get out early. You need to selling the option, you need to get out early. You need to be very quick in getting out of the market. Don't get stuck. Don't get uh, you know try to flirt around with the market. That's what I would say. Don't try to get deeply involved. If you get deeply involved, you will be left with pains. Try to flirt around, you will enjoy it. That's what many of the mentees are saying recently. Okay. Next, once you have known that this is how the pattern is, then evaluate the pattern. Trade only if you know the pattern. अगर आपको पता ही नहीं ये क्या पैटर्न बन रहा है, ये क्या चल रहा है, मार्केट में चल क्या रहा है पता ही नहीं है, तो आप ट्रेड कैसे करोगे? Because you don't know what is happening and you want to trade and make money in that environment. How will you do that? So it's not going to work out that way. So for example, if you are driving a car, you are going all over the place, your GPS is not functioning. So simple classic example hai. The only way I was able to survive in Switzerland was my GPS was functioning. I was able to go from one place to the next because of the GPS. Otherwise, I would have been lost all around because of language issue, because of so many issues. But if the GPS is functioning correctly, you can do things very comfortably with less anxiety. You know how it's going to go, how much time it is going to take. Understand the wave pattern. Wave matlab elliottwave, neowave pattern. That's the GPS of the market. The GPS of the market is functioning correctly. You know what to go and how to go about it. Then don't try to make all the money in one night. होता कि आज ही डबल करना है हमें पैसा. No. The next important rule is you should understand the risk and the money management of aspect of it. You know, that is very, very crucial that you have to understand. If you don't understand and follow the risk and money management, whatever you do in life, it's not going to function. If you're not disciplined with whatever activity, you want to start a morning walk, you don't do it regularly, you skip once, you leave it. You're not disciplined. None, it will not help you. Get disciplined. It's high time. अगर आप पैसा कमा रहे हो मार्केट से and you are disciplined, fantastic. नहीं कमा रहे हो because you're not disciplined, think, is it helping you? No, it's not. Get disciplined. That's the next rule you have to set for yourself. And the most important rule that you have to understand is you need to know when to trade and when not to trade. बहुत ही important है. Every day I want to trade. If you have that mindset, you will do blunders. क्योंकि आज हमारे ट्रेड सेटअप में मार्केट है ही नहीं. आज 300 पॉइंट गैप डाउन हो गया, आरएसआई ओवरसोल्ड है, पुल बैक एक्सपेक्टेड है, लेकिन ट्रेंड नीचे का है. क्या करें? होता है ना, 400 पॉइंट नीचे ही खुला डायरेक्टली, आरएसआई ओवरसोल्ड है, पुल बैक एक्सपेक्टेड है, ट्रेंड के अगेंस्ट तो जाना नहीं है, तो करना क्या है? वेट. पेशेंस इज द नेम ऑफ द गेम. So if you want to trade every up move, every down move and everything, you will be not making money in this market. So these are the important crux. You know, you have to understand as a trader, this comes out of immense experience and I love sharing across my experience. That is what I am doing. होता क्या है ना, ये सुन के हमें अच्छा लगता है लेकिन जाके हम करते वही है जो हमारे मन में. सुन के अच्छा लगने के बाद में उसे नोट डाउन करना है, उसे इंप्लीमेंट करना है, वो जो कंपल्सिव बिहेवियर है उसे चेंज करना है, and then you will be able to see the difference. That's what we do in the mentorship program. I try and push people to come out with their own trade setup and keep doing that. You know, guys, there are so many mentees here. Are you not finding this like a mentorship class? Just the first hour of the mentorship class, which we have on trading psychology and things like that. So this is how it is, right? So wo karne ka. So these are some of the rules that I have talked about, a crux of how it has to be happening. Coming back to the chart, I hope I'm not boring you with this kind of nuggets which are very important for a trader. सो खाली चार्ट ही इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, इसके साथ ये सब चीजें भी समझना इंपॉर्टेंट है. नाउ so if the trend of the Nifty is down, we have to wait for a pullback. Pullback के बाद में हमें क्या करना है? After the pullback happening, we need to wait for. There are two ways to ride this. This is a weekly chart. I'll go to the daily one, so I'll be able to explain it to you in a much detailed fashion. Weekly थोड़ा सा बड़ा टाइम फ्रेम हो जाता है, हम वीकली पे ट्रेड नहीं कर रहे. नाउ ये अगर पुलबैक को राइड करना है, द बेस्ट वे टू राइड इज द selling deep out of the money put option. But as I said, this is a down trend, so ये बड़ा gap जो होता है, you have to be used to that gap. You know, people turn super bullish यहाँ पर, they turn super bearish यहाँ पर, they again turns bullish यहाँ पर. This is a natural human tendency. This is not you. This is a natural way in which the mind functions. कि अगर ऊपर जा रहा है तो लग रहा है यार मैं मिस आउट ना कर जाऊं, यहां पर बाय कर लेते, पुल बैक तो आ जाएगा. नीचे जा रहा है तो लगता है अरे यार इतना बड़ा गैप डाउन है, यहां आ गया तो सेलिंग तो मिल जाएगा. दैट इज हाउ द माइंड फंक्शंस. वी यूजुअली ट्राई टू गो विद द ट्रेंड, विद द हर्ड. दैट इज व्हाई वी ट्राई टू बाय एट द हाइज एंड सेल एट द लोज, व्हिच इज एग्जैक्टली द ऑपोजिट वी हैव टू डू फॉर मेकिंग मनी. buy at the lows, sell at the highs, या sell at the highs, short at the highs and buy at the lows. लेकिन हो क्या रहा है, हम एग्जैक्टली उसका उल्टा कर रहे हैं. क्या आपके साथ ऐसा हुआ ये पूरे वीक में या पूरे 2 वीक में? सोचो आपके साथ कहां पर आपने बाय किया और कहां पर आपने सेल किया. डिड इट हैपन टू यू? इट्स समथिंग व्हिच इज वेरी कॉमन. यू आर नॉट डिफरेंट. दैट्स व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू. होता क्या है, इफ यू फाइंड योरसेल्फ एज अलोन इन दिस गेम, you find yourself responsible for everything. So try to relax, enjoy it. You are not alone. This happens with every one of us. If we do not have a game plan, or if our GPS is not functioning correctly, that's what will happen. So it's okay. जो हो गया हो गया. Let's look forward now. Daily time frame पे I'm going to draw a simple channel. How do I draw a channel? Go to this chart, take a trend line, connect it from the top here. This is one of the way. Now since I have, I'm going to take a parallel to this. Draw it from here. ये एक channel बना. There is one more channel which we can draw. Connect this top now, this top, and take a parallel to this one on the downside. This looks to be a much appropriate channel. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? This looks like an appropriate channel. Okay, everyone. Just 2 days back, as I said, I was discussing in one of the mentorship batch on Telegram. The reason that you should share sell now is this, because if you miss this, then you don't have an opportunity, because market works on gaps. That's the problem. And exactly that's how it is behaving. Okay. So यहां पर बेचना है, यहां बेचने की कोशिश करोगे तो पैसा नहीं बनेगा. डेली का ट्रेंड नेगेटिव है, रिवर्सल हो चुका है. ओवरऑल पर्सपेक्टिव से हमें फिलहाल शॉर्ट टर्म में डाउन ट्रेंड. तो मतलब ट्रेड कहां लेना है? ट्रेड लेना है इस जोन में बेसिस ऑफ टाइम एंड वेव पैटर्न. नाउ हम चलेंगे इसके बाद में एक वेव पैटर्न पे. फाइनली क्या वेव पैटर्न है और क्या ट्रेड बना. ए हो गया, याद है ना, अभी शुरू में हमने शुरुआत की थी कि वेव ए हो गया. ओके, एंड उसके बाद में एक सेकेंड, वेव बी हो गया. चलिए यहां पर मैंने जी कंप्लीट किया फॉर पीपल हु अंडरस्टैंड समथिंग ऑन वेव थियरी. नहीं तो कल के बाद हम करने वाले ये जी क्या है, डायमेट्रिक क्या है. टुमारो प्लीज बी देयर for Master of Waves participants. I am again repeating, don't forget it. You will get an invite for tomorrow. This is wave A happened. This is wave B happened. Okay. This is wave C, and right now this is wave D, which is going on possibly. Okay. The crux is to write this D just in case it intensifies. Okay, why did we not mark X after a wave G? Okay, यहाँ पर अगर आप X mark करोगे after wave G, usually Rimple, a wave X should be slower in terms of retracement. You are fine with marking this as an X and this is an A, but the two-stage confirmation would have happened only below this. And given the channel support, I was expecting it to be not an X. Like I showed you in the earlier chart, this was my expectation. This is how the market should behave. Okay, this is how it has to be. Clearly, now अभी चलते हैं वापस से चार्ट पे. Let me just go up on the chart here. एक second. So we will discuss that in much detail. Why not X? Maybe a little detail discussion. We'll do it on the mentorship. So यहाँ पर wave A हो गया, B हो गया, C हो गया. This looks like D. My expectation, market ऐसा करेगा जरूरी नहीं. My expectation right now is from here we might have a down move. From here we might go down a bit, and from there we will have a pullback in the form of wave E. चलिए थोड़ा सा यहाँ पर post that pullback, we might have a further downtrend starting. This is how my expectation now for the market is. देखते हैं कि वैसा होता है कि नहीं होता है. I'm going to take a snap of this, just a second, and we are going to see if this is how it behaves, because this is the most important part of wave theory, to get to a point where you are able to do this. See, the most important part when you do neowave is to get to a place where you are able to do this thing. If you are able to do this forecasting, don't be arrogant. ठीक है, प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है, ये करने के बाद you feel like you are God. Don't be doing that. You have to be humble. You have to be modest. If you are not humble and modest, market will make you one. So you have to be respectful for everything, not only markets, for everything. Okay, that's how it's going to be. So this is how the market is going to behave. Okay, and this is how we think that ये triangle pattern complete हुआ. There are two things to it again. Guys, do you remember the 55-day time cycle that I have been talking about? 55-day time cycle का एक लो बनना था 19th of May को, and it was like magic. 19th of 20th 19th 20th एक दिन आगे पीछे को लो बना. 19th May को क्रैश आया, ह्यूज गैप डाउन हुआ यहां से, एंड नेक्स्ट डे रैली. ये साइकिल लो बनाता है फॉर 2 to 3 days. इसके बाद नेक्स्ट साइकिल किक इन होता है, जो लो बनाता है 30th of May को बनेगा. We are already at 25th. Do you know what is special about 30th of May again? Anyone is aware about that? I'm not even sure. Mentees should be aware about 30th of May as an important date, not only for 55-day cycle. Fantastic, Sandeep, Suresh, Chaitanya, Sudipto, great. Moon cycle, fantastic. It's also an Amavasya, Poonam, Pranita, great. I think I'm able to make that difference. 20th of May, 30th of May is also a Amavasya, which marks a trend reversal time. This time Purnima marked a day. This time Purnima marked a day of forming a top. Okay. So Amavasya can form a low, which means this is the path that market can possibly follow until 30th of May, which coincides with also a very important 55-day cycle. इसका मतलब ये नहीं आप 30th of May को जाओ, आग बंद करो और बाय करो. No, there is a science to it. See, whatever I'm talking about is a complete scientific approach towards the market. You just can't buy just because अमावास्या, अरे आज तो आसमान में चांद दिख ही नहीं रहा है, इसका मतलब अमावास्या. That's how you are trading there. Okay, if it's not visible to you, it is not existing. That's a wrong way of trading. So you have to be understanding it very clearly, that if it's an Amavasya, and 55-day cycle, the chances are high of reversal happening, reversal from down to up. So before that, maybe sideways action or maybe a fall. But if 16,400 is breached, then we will see how to go about it. So my GPS of the market is suggesting this is how we should behave. Basis of this GPS of the market, what should be the trade? That's the question. Pura humne itna, it's nearly 45 minutes, you know that? We have spent so much time. Now, ultimately, trade kaise lena? For deriving a trade, what you have to do now is, if this is your expectation, these are trading days, not calendar days, 55-day I'm talking about. Taking a trade by betting purely by buying puts can be little risky. Maybe you buy puts with a hedge, buy a put, sell out of the money put, or sell calls. That can be another classic way of taking a trade. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ से जो pullback आएगा, there is a possibility it will halt again here. We don't know. If it does not halt and goes down, brilliant. But if it halts and shows a pullback again, there is a tendency. Looking at this fall, maybe that can happen. Maybe. Okay. And यहाँ से pullback शायद आ सकता है. In that scenario, I might sell a call option now, write this trend down, get out once on the expiry on Thursday, wait for that pullback to come. Once it reverses again from the channel, go short, buying puts, and then write the trend with the pattern that you see here is completing a triangle or head and shoulder, whatever you want to call. Okay. So don't worry, Bhavare, you have lost money in the markets. It's okay, yaar. Don't worry, don't bother. Hota hai, that's how markets are. Learn from it and move forward. That's how life is. If you don't learn, acceptance is the problem with majority of the people. We can't accept. क्यों हुआ मेरे साथ? ऐसा क्यों हुआ? ऐसा मार्केट में गैप डाउन क्यों हुआ? मैं क्यों नहीं कमा पा रहा हूँ? होता है आपके साथ, मेरे साथ भी होता है. It's okay. Don't bother. Move on. That is how life is. This is how it is. Okay. Who said life is fair? You want to make it exciting, so make it. Okay. We have only one in a lifetime, so do that. Use it. Okay. So don't bother. We are here together. I'm always here for you, so don't worry. Okay. Whatever it takes, I'm always here. You can learn from me. So यहाँ पर clearly pattern बना. If what pattern? Maybe a head, left shoulder, right shoulder, दोनों shoulder भी बना. You call it head and shoulder. From wave perspective, I'll call it a triangle. है ना? Fantastic. GPS of the market. If the GPS goes wrong, I will wait. Suppose, just in case, tomorrow if it goes up here, fair enough. The GPS changed. The signal changed. We formed a double bottom with an inverted head and shoulder. We will look for buying opportunities then, if that happens. That's the lower probable scenario. So don't worry. This is how the markets should, not should, that's a wrong word. Market probably can behave. Okay, you have to be modest, as I said. तो मार्केट इस तरीके से कर सकता है. ये लोअर प्रोबेबल है, होगा तब देखेंगे ना. अभी से उसके बारे में सोच के क्या फायदा जो हुआ ही नहीं है. जब होगा तब देखेंगे. That's how you have to leave it. That's how. So guys, tell me very clearly. I'm going to open up the chat to everyone so everyone can see it. I want to know, did you find it interesting? How was it? Okay, I just want to ask you, how was it? Super bright. Okay. Great. Thank you. So this is just a glimpse of what happens in mentorship program. Just a glimpse of what we do. 1 hour. We have 3 hours, 3 months together. A lot of things happens over there. Okay. Fantastic. Great. So many of you are here. I'm simply subscription details. I'll just share that across about Master of Wave. कैसे करना है for people who have been asking it. So okay guys, let me change the gear. I'm going to go and talk about some things on how people have been basis of what people have been sharing across basis of the wave patterns and everything that we have been discussing in various programs. So I'm going to do that. Just give me a second. I'm going to be sharing across my slide here. Okay, where is my slide gone? Okay, my machine is doing something erratic. Let me just go back and share my slide. This is the slide which I've talked about earlier, basis of Fibonacci and everything. I'm not going to get into that. Uh, I'm going to be sharing across something on what the people have been talking about. So what we are going to do tomorrow is what I just want to share across again. This is the wave pattern. We are going to look in much detail about impulsive, corrective patterns, diametric patterns. So tomorrow, 4 p.m., a pre-session is going to happen for all the wave participants. And I'm also inviting every single mentee for tomorrow's pre-session. Please join me for a pre-session, 1 hour session. Uh, very, very clearly, everyone. If you want, you can join me tomorrow for a pre-session. All the mentees, I'll inform my team to do that, and that's going to be interesting. यहाँ पर and यहाँ पर what I want to share across also clearly what the discussions have been happening across on the various programs. So this is from my Twitter handle. This is what Anurag has to talk about the levels that I was forecasting. So I was traveling and I was forecasting. This is what he said, and what the people are talking about. After your tweet, I bought 16,200 put, made good money. I mean, this is how it works. This is how it works. How to look at it. And these are the various tweets from the mentees, from various participants of the program. I thought, let me share across. They are doing fantastic work. Clearly over here, this is what Bhushan is doing from various other people. I'm just sharing that across quickly for you all. Jayanti is doing fantastic. She has been like the consistent player and along with many others as well. So this is what is shared across again by the different participants. So Master of Waves session is happening, guys, on clearly this session is going to be happening on 28th and 29th of May, which is over the weekend. So how do you subscribe for this program, which starts from tomorrow? Recordings will be given to you. It's going to be for 6 hours each day, 12 hours साथ में होगा. प्री सेशन कल होगा जो 1 घंटे का होगा. उसके साथ में आपको एलियट पे वीडियो लिंक्स दी जाएगी जो 6 घंटे की होगी. उसके बाद में रिकॉर्डिंग्स दी जाएगी और उसके साथ में फॉलो अप सेशन भी होगा. ये सभी चीज कंबाइन होगी एक साथ में. स्लोली स्टेप बाय स्टेप अप्रोच है. That's how we are going to do that tomorrow, and it's going to be brilliant. You are simply going to love it. It's starting from tomorrow. So be a part of this wonderful journey. My mentorship is starting again in July if you want to be a part of that. And Master of Waves is happening on 28th and 29th of May, which is over the weekend. अगर कोई मिस हो जाता है आपका, don't worry, you will anyways get the recording for a limited period of time. And for the Master of Waves participant, if you want to join now, since you are all here, this is the price that you can get today. Otherwise, the pricing has been changed for sure. You are not going to get 49K for sure. So अगर आपको करना है तो आज join कर सकते हो. 19,500 plus GST, and the link is this one. You just have to ensure you go on this link and you simply subscribe. You can make the payment through credit card or net banking, and you will love this session. So what all things we are going to do? We are going to look at the wave perspective. We are going to look at time cycles, like I talked about 55 days time cycle. I am going to talk about how to look at that time cycle, do it together. साथ में wave theory combine करेंगे. We are going to combine both of those things, and इसके साथ ही में आपको trade setup basis of wave theory, we are going to do that. Trade setup also, that is what we are going to do. So the link is shared across by my colleague. I'm also going to again reshare this across. This is the link. Just a second. I'm going to share across the link very, very quickly and open for questions, please. Any questions related to what we want to do or things like that? So here is the link. I'm sharing it across. MOW offer. That's the page. And I'll share the page also how it will look, where you can go and register yourself. So you can do it now. If you don't do it now, then maybe next time, sometime, if you think this is going to help you to become a wonderful trader, then you have to do that. Clearly, so this is Master of Waves. Mentorship session is different. Mentorship is costing 120 plus GST if you want to be a part of that. So do you have to pay for tomorrow's session? Yes. So tomorrow's session is only for Master of Waves participant, which is a pre-session to Master of Waves. So ये जो कल का session है, that is only for the Master of Waves participant. Okay, clearly. And this is the screen that I'm sharing across. You can simply go and register yourself. Yes, we will be sharing across the strategies clearly on how to trade using the Master of Waves technique. Exactly trade को कैसे लेना है हम वो शेयर करेंगे. Precisely किस तरीके से हमें उसे यूज करना है, मतलब प्रिसाइजली कैसे यूज करना है, पैटर्न को कैसे देखना है. वो पैटर्न सी पूरा का पूरा चार्ट नहीं देखना है, हमें वो पैटर्न ढूंढना है और वो पैटर्न ढूंढने के बाद उसे ट्रेड किया जाएगा ऑप्शंस पे. So people who have been a part of BMW are anyways a part of MOW. So they are simply going to love it because options already kiya hua hai, and now we are going to do the way in which it has to be forecasted. Yes, the trades will be given, trade setups I would say will be given. Anyone can learn this thing. थोड़ा सा टाइम चाहिए. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू से दैट आप 2 दिन में सीखोगे और थर्ड डे से आप ट्रेड कर पाओगे, वेव थियरी के बेसिस पे नहीं. लेकिन थोड़े पैटर्न्स जो मैं आपको दूंगा उस बेसिस पे आप थर्ड डे से ट्रेड कर सकते हो. फॉर द कंप्लीट हैंड ऑन वेव थियरी यू विल टेक सम टाइम. आई एम गोइंग टू बी हॉनेस्ट विथ यू. लेकिन एटलीस्ट अगर आपको 2 स्टेज कंफर्मेशन पता चला, बेसिक एक प्रीमाइस एक आइडिया आपको आ गया कि क्या वेव बन रहा है, आप उसके बेसिस पे ट्रेड कर सकते हो. हम साथ में इचिमोको क्लाउड भी करेंगे इसमें. सो वी आर गोइंग टू डू इचिमोको क्लाउड, वी आर गोइंग टू डू wave theory, we are going to do time cycle, and we are going to be combining all of those things together. Yes, Nagesh, that is fine, absolutely. So if you are a part of BMW, you can be a part of mentorship, of course you can do that. All the strategies, all मतलब जो strategy मुझे आता है वो मैं आपके साथ में share करूंगा. All of this जो मुझे पता है. So I'm taking a very quick poll now right now. I would like to know which path to become an expert trader you want to choose. Your path to financial freedom. You can be a part of Master of Waves, or you can be a part of 3 months of mentorship program on timing the market. If you are a part of mentorship program, you are by default a part of this program. Not really, Sandeep. So if you are joining Master of Waves and you are for the first time with AKTG, it's fine. You can register from there itself. Once you register right now, you will get a 5-hour, 6 hours video link जो आपको सैटरडे के पहले कंप्लीट करना है. एक चीज वो है. सेकंड, आपको कल का प्री सेशन अटेंड करना है. नहीं कर पाओगे चलेगा, 4 बजे वो हम आपको वीडियो देंगे जो आपको सैटरडे के पहले कंप्लीट करना है. So this is my humble request to every participant of Master of Waves. You have to go through the elliottwave links before you come for Saturday. You have to also attend live tomorrow or go through the recording of tomorrow's session so that when you come on Saturday you have some understanding. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप सैटरडे आओगे तो कुछ समझेगा नहीं, but with that understanding it will become easier. I'm trying to make your life easier, right? Recording मिलेगा, yes, you will get a recording also, but for a limited time period. You will get a recording of the session up for 10 days period. You can go through that. We have a follow-up session after a week or 2 again, जहां पर we will address the queries, look at the markets, look at the doubts that you have with respect to wave theory, and we will go ahead from that. And mentees, if you are by default a part of this program and it's mandatory for the existing mentees, you have to attend. There is no leeway, there is no escape. आपको अटेंड करना ही है ये सेशन 2 दिन का जो होगा, and it's mandatory for all of the mentees. So it's not an exception. नहीं समझेगा, मुझे वेव थियरी नहीं करना है, ये सब नहीं चलेगा. आपको अटेंड करना है. नहीं समझेगा तो देखेंगे, लेकिन अटेंड करना तो मैंडेटरी है. सो जाना आप, लेकिन अटेंड करना. Okay, so just kidding, but yes, ensure you are a part of this for the mentees. That's what I wanted to share across. Any more questions, please, that you might have? I am open to answer. The session timing for the pre-session tomorrow is 4 to 5, so it's going to be there. We are going to be starting at 4, and basic थोड़ा सा how to approach this subject I'm going to talk about, क्योंकि ये subject थोड़ा सा easy way से approach करना है हमें, which I'm going to talk about. Fantastic, great. And here is the link which shared across. So I will just share it across. Even people who are there on YouTube, ensure you are checking out the various link. Okay, यहाँ पर link है. I'm just sharing it across the link with you all. So ensure you are a part of this. 6 hours non-stop nahi bhai. I can't speak for 6 hours non-stop, Rondeep. We will have a break in between. We will have a lunch break in between and small short 10 minutes break. So it's not non-stop. आप सो जाओगे और मैं भी बोल नहीं पाऊंगा, right? So we will make it in a practical oriented way. We are going to do that. मतलब it is going to be fun. It's not going to be boring session जैसे आप स्कूल में कॉलेज में हम अटेंड करते थे ना, आधे टाइम तो सो जाते थे. I'm ensuring that you don't doze off. That's my thing, right? If you know, we have already covered an hour of the session right now. So much. Okay. Sir, I already know options. So can I be a part of Master of Waves? Yes, of course, Aditya, you can be a Master of Waves program, clear. So you can be a part of that. Hussein is saying your sections are exciting. They are never boring. Thanks, Hussein, for the compliment. Tomorrow's session is not going to be on YouTube. Tomorrow's session is going to be purely for the participants of the wave theory. Great. I'm ending the poll now. Okay, I can clearly see. I can see Mir is saying, sir, I've already registered. So when can I get the link? Just give me 15 minutes. Once, yes, since you have already registered for the program, in next 15 minutes, my team will set it up. So don't worry at all. Team will have the details and everything. Don't worry on that. And you are all good to go and set. So अगर आज टाइम मिले तो आज थोड़ा वीडियो देखना, आपको जो लिंक मिलेगा उसका, नहीं तो कल देखना. And then we are going to anyway start. वैसे है. So this is like a warm up. Okay, before playing a cricket match, थोड़ा warm up कर रहे हैं हम. That is how वैसा है. English हिंदी दोनों में है. This session is going to be in English and Hindi, both of those things. Huge respect for you. Ramesh is saying, I found my guru in you for a moment. I'm not earning much. Ramesh, I'm just a chart reader. Please don't give me that. I'm just sharing. I love sharing what I know. That's what I'm doing. Randip is saying, now part of MOW. Hope this program will make me a better trader. Of course, it will be. I'll give my best. You have to be disciplined. That's how it is. Pulapali, hope you had a good holiday trip, except the returning part where they didn't allow me to board because my son required a 6 years old required an RT-PCR to enter India. That's crazy, right? But it's okay. It's always fun. There are always things to learn, and yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly. Adrija, you are a role model. Okay, thanks. Can't wait for the MOW session this weekend. Thank you, Adrija. Not the weekend. The session is starting tomorrow, so you should not. Tomorrow we are going to do something fantastic with a complete trade setup with patterns. We will start tomorrow on options and patterns. Tomorrow is the program, so you have to be ready for tomorrow, not for Saturday. Not for Saturday only. Okay, great. I'm ending the poll now. MOW is for intraday trading also. Rohit, yes, of course, why not? See, अगर जो चीज आप 15 मिनट जो मैंने आपको 5 बताया, 15 मिनट्स के चार्ट पे था. So 15 minutes chart पे आप intraday कर सकते हो, right? So that's how it is, na? So you can definitely do that on intraday. Don't worry on that. Great, thanks, guys. I'm done for the day. Thank you very much for being a part of this. See you tomorrow. And I'm simply just before leaving, I'm going to share across my disclaimer. We are registered firm with SEBI. This is the disclaimer here, and this is also the disclaimer. The contact details, the numbers are 9920422202. Just ensure you save this number. For any details, you can contact us on this number for anything. And people who are registered, I see so many of you have already registered for the program. So many of you are a part of BMW, and people who are registering right now, you will get the access. So people registering now, get the access. Do not worry about that, and you will have that access immediately today itself. That is for sure. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful time and have a wonderful day. This is Ashish Kyal signing off. Love talking to you all, and see you tomorrow at 4 for the pre-session on Master of Waves. Thank you.